listed up here that you need to know. And so first of all, you need to know like what is an alkali metal. So you can see that the alkali metals are in group 1. Sometimes we name these with Roman numerals, and we would call this group group 1, Roman numeral 1, which is like an I, if I can write it there, 1A. Okay, so these right here, except hydrogen, these right here are called the alkali metals. Okay, a second group that you need to know are called the alkaline earth metals. Those would be in group 2A or 2. Okay, so like beryllium, magnesium. And a lot of times it's confusing to figure out like what's an alkali metal, what's an alkaline earth metal. Well, here's how I do it. The alkali metals, see, alkali has like one word name. Okay, that's group 1A, group 1. Whereas alkaline earth has 2 words in the name, group 2A. That's how I can kind of keep them separate. Okay? Now, going over to the other side of the periodic table, you need to know the noble gases. Okay? Sometimes they're called the inert gases, and so that would be like helium, neon, argon, and this whole group right here. Okay? Then you're needing, and that sometimes is called group 8A, so Roman numeral 8. Okay? And then group 17, which I like to refer to as group 7A. Okay, those are called the halogens, like fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. You can see that. All right. Now there are some elements that don't really have a name that we're not going to worry about, like sometimes like oxygen, nitrogen. Those are called other nonmetals. Okay, but we're not going to worry about that. Okay, now some other ones that you need to know are the transition metals. They're in this block right. Oops, I kind of went too far, but they're in this block right here. Okay, these are called the transition metals right here. So like iron is a transition metal. Okay, like silver is a transition metal. Alright? And so that's a group that we need to know. We're not going to worry about the post-transition metals. Okay? Now, down here, alright, these elements down here, alright, sometimes they can be called the inner transition metals. So sometimes you hear that, the inner transition metals. Okay? And that's because they belong. If you look, they would fit in right here. Okay? And so the first row, okay, that starts with lanthanum, okay, those are called the lanthanides. Okay, up here they call it lanthanoids, but I always call them lanthanides, okay? So they're right here. Okay, so the first row, these are your lanthanides. And the second row, they're called the actinides. That's this second row down here. So you would need to know that. Okay? So basically, to wrap this up, you need to know what the different groups that I have identified on the periodic table. So you need to know the alkali metals, the alkaline earth metals, the noble gases, okay, the halogens, the transition metals, okay, the lanthanides, and the actinides. Okay? So you need to know where those things are at on the periodic table. So what you'll see in the next test would be something like cobalt. You have to identify what cobalt is. And you would say, well, cobalt is a transition metal. Another question could be like bromine. What's bromine? You'd have to know that bromine is a halogen. Okay, that's it.